Hello and a very warm welcome to today's Seize the Mains session. My name is Madhusudan Reddy and I will be taking up this session for today. So today's question here is, what is Fujiwara effect, and explain the conditions for the formations of this effect with suitable examples. Also throw some light on its impact. Though see here, this question is for 15 marks and you have to answer it in 250 words. So these kind of questions are very direct questions here. The intention of this question here is to make awareness regarding the Fujiwara effect, which can possibly be asked in your UPSC examination. Firstly, let's look into this question and then try to address the demand of the question. See, the question has three parts. First part, it is asking what is Fujiwara effect. The second part, it is asking to explain here. Now understand the keywords here. What is it? They are asking to explain it, and then also throw some light on its impact. Right, this is the impact. That means you have to say, right, what is it, and you have to explain it, and you also write about its impact. These kind of questions are direct questions. In these direct questions, the scope for the introduction and the conclusion is very less. So when you have these direct questions, what you have to do is directly hit the bullseye. In this, even you can also write the introductory part, or else you can directly go to addressing the question, because it is a 250 word answer. Now here, first define the Fujiwara effect. You can define this in about 30 to 40 words. The definition goes like this: Fujiwara effect is one such effect where two well-developed tropical cyclones, they come towards each other, or they come under the influence of each other, and one of the tropical cyclone is eaten away by other cyclone. That is your Fujiwara effect, and this effect is being given by one of the scientists, that is Fujiwara, he himself, from Japan. So these things you can write in the introductory part, and once the introductory part, then it asks for explain the conditions for the formations of this effect with suitable examples. They asked for suitable examples. That means there is current affairs component that is also involved here. To understand this, what you have to do is you need to have some readings. So if you do not know what is Fujiwara effect and all, we have taken up a session in the Saturdays, that is miscellaneous components, current affairs, weekly current affairs. There you can go and cover up what is Fujiwara effect. You will get a complete picture. Now let's see what exactly is Fujiwara Fujiwara effect, and then what to write. See, when it is asked, what happens when two cyclones collide, or the Fujiwara effect, you need to mention these points which are present here. See, if two cyclones passes within 900 miles of each other, they can start to orbit around each other. Now these orbit can happen in different conditions or in different ways. Now these are the ways which you have to explain in the explanation part. Number one, what happens next depends on the size of the each storm. That means take the first condition. What happens is, in this, if a bigger storm is there and a smaller storm is there, when they come towards each other, one storm will be eaten away and the strength of the storm can get impacted. Now the next condition is, if one storm is much stronger than the other, the smaller storm usually rotates around the larger one. Now, but when both the storms are similar in strength, they tend to orbit a common center between the two. So these are the conditions which you can take, and on these conditions you can start to write the answer. Now it clearly says that explain the conditions for the formations of the effect with suitable examples. Now suitable examples here are, number one, Hinamore and Gardo. Okay. Hinamore and Gardo are the cyclones which we got to see in the year 2022, and this Hinamore has devoured Gardo, and then it has been eaten away. The intensity has been reduced, right? Now they are also asking about the effects with suitable examples. See, the conditions first you need to write here. The conditions are, in this, they should not be not more than 900 miles. They should not be far away from 13-degree latitudes away from each other. These are some of the conditions, and the cyclones are very well developed. It should be. So by mentioning this, you will again write around 100 to 120 words. By writing this, you should also give a small diagram to this. The diagram can be the example of the Fujiwara cyclones in the Indian Ocean, and then you can show it as this storm has been well developed, right? You can also write it as mega storm. That means the strength of low pressure in the center and the high pressure around, the difference is very, very strong. And it is asking about also throw some light on its impact. See, while throwing some light on its impact, you need to write about simply the devastating effects of the tropical cyclone. 1, flooding like conditions. 2, tropical storm surges के साथ साथ flooding के साथ साथ you will also have too many waterborne diseases, and also atmospheric disturbances, crop damages. These are some of the effects which you can bring in. So what you have to do is, here you can write it with respect to current affairs. That means imparting the current affairs knowledge from Hinamore and Gardo, the conditions of the tropical storm which has taken place in the recent time. So by this you will be addressing all the 3 parts of the question and also a diagram which will add value to your answer. Or else what you can do is you can also bring up one more diagram here, that is the coastlines of Japan and then you can mention about Hinamore and Gardo. Finally they turned out to be a big cyclone, but the strength of the cyclone was less, but usually the impacts will be very, very harsh when they turned out to be megastorms. So this is how a structurized answer can be written. Please make sure to write this answer and then submit it to the evaluators, submit it to the institute, or else you can write it on the website itself, where we will get it evaluated at free of cost. Thank you guys, and see you next week with another answer and other question.